I'm a little under the weather. GameMasters here, and earlier I was talking on the phone, and they said, "Bruh, you sound like you don't feel too good." To which I replied, "Yeah, I'm not." To which they replied, "You should totally record a video with that voice. Oh, and do the saw thing too." So, here we are. Right now, the popular topic is Phandelver and below the Shattered Obelisk, and I've got a few videos in the pipeline for that, including a good one that compares what's different between the Lost Mine of Phandelver and this new one, Phandelver and below. It's a little in-depth, but hopefully I'll be able to get it finished a little later this week and posted. But right now I want to ask you guys some questions. Feel free to pause the video and answer them below in the comments, or collect them up and answer at the end of the video. I'd just like to kind of chat a bit in the comments. How do you deal with sick characters? Being sick in the real world, we don't have that fancy spell that can instantly take away the ailment. How do you handle that in your game? What do you do with sick players who can't show up on game night? What happens to the character when the player is missing? For the old school gamers, what was your favorite Advanced Dungeons & Dragons module? For the newer players, what's been your favorite 5th edition adventure so far? What's the furthest that you've had to drive just to play a tabletop role-playing game? Was it worth it? What's been the most nightmarish virtual tabletop game that you've either tried to run or have played in? I need details on that one. What is your favorite gaming snack? I love Cheetos. What's the longest that you have stayed up playing Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinder or any other role-playing game? What about a PC or console game? In fact, what is your favorite PC or console video game? Have you ever played Call of Cthulhu? How about, how do you actually deal with sanity loss? I'm kind of losing mine right now because I just don't feel good. Now, real fast, before I move on to more questions, I need to thank these game supporters. They make it so that I don't have to deal with sponsored ads, and I cannot thank them enough. As for the rest of you, hello all. I want to play a game. The rules are simple. You watch videos here on YouTube, and sometimes you get a chuckle. Sometimes you let loose a smile. The game is this. If you're enjoying this specific video, give the like button a thumbs up. It helps to spread it out to more eyes, and I appreciate that. I don't know how well I did with that saw voice, but back to more questions. How did you get into tabletop role-playing? Do you prefer to be a dungeon master or a player? What's the most memorable NPC that you have ever encountered in your travels? I've got a couple, actually. What's the fondest memory of playing a role-playing game that you've got? Okay, here are some rapid-fire questions. Do you prefer physical dice or digital ones? Do you enjoy one-shot adventures? What's your worst critical fail story? What's your best natural 20 story? What's the most unique RPG setting that you've ever played in? How do you handle rules lawyers at the table? Or are you yourself a rules lawyer? I appreciate you guys sticking with this video while I've been kind of feeling a bit under the weather. I'm going to go crawl back into the bed for a bit, but again, answer the questions presented here. I'd love to keep the chatter up down in the comments, and when I wake up, I'm going to answer all of them or respond to them. It'll make me feel better. Thanks for watching, and until next our paths cross, may you not get the crud.